welcome to my channel. For those who have been following me know that I've purchased a single family house about 1 month ago. Today I wanted to share my home purchasing experience. Why did I buy a single family house? How did I buy this house? And what's the purchase process? Firstly, let me start. Why did I buy a single family house rather than a condo? So this is just my personal preference. Some people like to buy condos because they don't need to spend time to maintain the condo. For example, the roof, sewage, heat, backyard, etc. But it requires the owner to pay HOA fees or maintenance fees, which sometimes can be very expensive. For me, I'd like to have a place to enjoy my own land and backyard, so that I don't have to worry about the neighbors disturbing me, since I personally need a lot of space to recharge myself. It's better for my mental and emotional health. Additionally, I wanted to raise a dog in the near future, so having a backyard allows the dog to play around. How did I find the house? I've been looking for a house since last August. On October 15th, I placed the offer for my current house. Before that, I placed another offer, but I didn't get chosen by the seller because my offer price is much lower. Of all the houses that I've seen, I think it's about 30 to 40 houses. My criteria for a house are: firstly, it's within my budget. It's in a low criminal rate area. The time for commuting to my work is within 2.5 hours. As a first home buyer, I realized once you started to schedule appointments to see the house, some realtors usually will be very proactive to reach out to you and help you find a house. My realtor found me through a phone call of the appointment. She drove me around the neighborhood and introduced the areas and educated me about the things that I need to worry about regarding to a single family house, such as the septic system, because it could be very expensive to put a new septic system. So after she took me to see about 8 and 10 houses, I eventually placed the offer for my current house. It's about $200,000, has 0.23 acres of land. The house is 955 square feet. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 living room, and 1 kitchen. What's the purchase process? If you pay cash, then you don't need to worry about a lender. But for me, I can only afford to pay the down payment, so I need to find a lender. Firstly, I need to have a pre-approval letter. Usually, realtors don't even want to show you the house before you get the pre-approval letter, because no one wants to waste the time if a buyer can't even get a mortgage. Pre-approval is different than pre-qualification. Pre-approval is after the lenders checking your IDs, credits, bank statements, recent pay stubs, which means you need to be currently employed. Searching for a lender is a lot of work too, because different lenders offer different interest rates, which may affect a lot of your monthly payments. I talked to 4 lenders: JP Morgan Chase, Better, New Jersey Lender, Homebridge. They give me the highest 3.15%, lowest 2.5% for 30 years mortgage. That's a lot of difference. So if you wanted to get a mortgage, talk to at least 3 or 4 lenders to make a comparison. After you get the pre-approval, you can place an offer. There's no offer for my house at that time, so I was in a good place to negotiate. After back and forth twice, I got $9,000 down. After both buyer and the seller signed the contract, the next step was attorney review. This step is very different in other states. I'm in New Jersey, so based on the laws in New Jersey, attorney review starts after the sales contract has been signed, but the sales contract is not fully executed until the attorney review is done. The purchase price and other terms can still be negotiated during attorney review. The next step is home inspection. Usually a good realtor can recommend some home inspection companies. I chose one of them. It cost me about $1,250 to inspect the roof and the basement from the top to the bottom, every little details. Usually a good home inspection company will list all the details, so you would fully understand the problems of the house. After I received the report, I saw there were so many issues of the house. For example, there's a cracking on the foundation wall, the roof has some issues, it's growing the moss, and the deck is not safe, etc. But I know it's an old house and inexpensive house, so I wasn't too much surprised. But I brought it to the seller and I got another 4,500 credits. Meanwhile, I needed to contact the lender to do home appraisal. By comparing the home appraisal report, I know my purchase price was about 14,500 less than the appraisal amount. So I'm happy about it. After the home review, I can let the lender start the mortgage approval process. I sent them my updated bank statements, pay stubs. The lender said usually it took 8 days to complete the process. However, it took me about a month. I think it was mostly because of the pandemic. After the lockdown was lifted on last August, lots of people came out to buy a house and they all wanted to close it before November. So the lender was really busy. Finally, after I received my mortgage commitment, I can go to the closing table. Usually it is a final walkthrough within 24 hours before closing. I went in the morning on the closing date. I checked whether the water, electricity, the heat are working, or are there any garbages anywhere, any damages to the house, etc. So everything was fine. I went to the closing table. It's at my realtor's office. There's only 3 people in the office for my closing. So it was only the closer from the title company, my attorney, and myself. So I was actually very surprised because that's very different rules compared to the New York's. Because I worked in a New York title company before. Usually it requires the buyer's attorney, seller's attorney, lender's attorney, and a title officer in the closing table together. So it was good, only 3 people, less chaos. The purchase of the house was closed on December 15th. I moved in on December 25th. That's the Christmas day. So until now, I've lived there for about half month. I'm very happy about it because finally I don't have to deal with roommates or landlord anymore. I can just enjoy this whole place by myself. So I'm going to make another video about what are the expenses that I need to pay regarding purchasing this house, or what do I need to spend after purchasing this house. Thanks for watching my video and see you next time.